Hi and welcome. In this video we're going to learn about how Adobe have enhanced the Content Aware Fill command in Photoshop 2020, the November 2019 release. In this release of Photoshop, 3 new sampling area options have been added to the Content Aware Fill workspace. And you can use these options to determine the sampling area in your image, that where you want Photoshop to look for the source pixels to fill the content. Now, Auto uses content similar to the fill area. A rectangular uses a rectangular region around the fill area. And Custom lets you manually define a sample area, so you identify exactly which pixels you want to fill the area. Okay, well let's see how it works in practice. My name's Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. And don't forget, if this is your first time with LiveLink Training, please visit my website. And if you scoot to the bottom of any page, just give this link a click here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will be really helpful. Thank you very much. Let's get on. Well, here's an image from my Farne Island trip early on this year. And we've got a puffin in the middle, but I've got a little bit of a distraction, and it's this puffin with its back to us here. I don't think he was speaking to us, and I'd like to get rid of it. I'd like to cover it over. So first thing we're going to do is choose a selection tool, and you can do this with any selection tool, but my tool of choice this time is going to be the lasso tool. And I'm just going to draw a little bit of a generous selection around this puffin. There we go. Now I'm going to try Edit and Content Aware Fill. Now the new part you can see here is in the sampling area options. We've now got 3 options. We've got Auto, we've got Rectangular, and we've got Custom. And they all allow us different levels of flexibility. Now Auto, as we said earlier, it does what it can. It makes its own decision on what it thinks will fill the area that we want to fill. And as we can see, it's not made a bad job, but it's not a particularly great one either. So we can try Rectangular. And Rectangular just puts, as it says on the tin, a rectangular shape just on, well, let's just zoom that out so you can see it. Yep, it puts a rectangular shape of green, so now anywhere in this green area Photoshop can grab pixels from to fill in this area. And again, it's not done a bad job, but it's not brilliant. So the third option is Custom, and this is where you use a manually defined sampling area, so basically you decide. So if I click on Custom, you get a little message. It says use the sampling brush to add to the sampling area. So okay, let's do that. So if I click OK, what I can do is it's normal, not always, but it is quite normal that the pixels that you want to fill in are quite close. You could find them right over here, but they're probably going to be quite close by. So what I'll do, I've got my brush there, and I can make the brush bigger and smaller with the square brackets. And I'll just click and I'll drag along this edge here. So now I'm saying anywhere that's green, I can fetch pixels to fill in that space. And if I let go, well, that's not done a bad job at all, because all we're doing is we're limiting the pixels that Photoshop can use. So let's try a little bit more. We'll just go a little bit along the bottom, see what that does. And I probably think that's a bit better. We'll do a little bit down the side. Well, that's not bad. But you see, I could, if I drew over this little puffin here, it will bring me probably not a good result. So what I can do is I can hold the Alt key down, and you'll see that my little thing turns to a minus. And this means that I can click and drag and I can erase that green part. And there we are. that second puffing is gone, and all we've been using is just this little few pixels round the outside here that give a really good match and match the depth of field as well, because it's pulling from similar pixels, but it's just not going right over there or right down to the ground. Well, that's it, short and sweet this time. Some enhancements to the Content Aware Fill command. There are now 3 sampling areas you can use, and these options are there to determine the sampling area in your image. And this is really where do you want Photoshop to look for source pixels to fill the content. Now there is auto, and this uses content similar to the surrounding fill area that's decided by Photoshop. Rectangular just uses a rectangular fill region around the fill area, so it's basically more or less everywhere. And custom, this is a manually defined sampling area. You identify exactly which pixels that you want to use in the fill. Well, I hope that was useful. If it was, please leave a comment under the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button at the bottom of any page on my website, livelinktraining.com. And while you're there, please check out all the other free videos on Photoshop, Lightroom and photography. I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.